I've run more than 10 marathons in the past 5 years, but I've never actually run a marathon by myself. I have so much respect for runners who are motivated by a finish time, but that's never been my personal why, and I believe that there are so many different ways that you can define success in running. I'm actually a bit of a late bloomer when it comes to running and to sports in general. Growing up, I got bullied quite a bit, and a lot of that bullying was centered around recess and gym and sports teams. And then on top of that, I was struggling with pretty severe OCD that was all related to germs, contamination, freak accidents. Part of the OCD is that I didn't want to overexert my body. I was afraid that I was going to get injured or that I was going to get sick if I was pushing myself too hard. Sports was never really in the equation for me. When the pandemic hit, I became completely consumed by my compulsions. We're talking 5, 6, 7 hours a day, cleaning everything, sanitizing, bleaching. I was boiling everything I ate. I was in a really dark place mentally. And it was hitting that rock bottom that I entered an OCD recovery program. I started to learn about the connection between mental health and fitness, mental health and sport, and I started to run. Running was literally an exposure for me. I will never forget those first few long runs. I was scared and intimidated, but I felt that runner's high. I loved how running made my body feel, how it calmed my mind, how I could feel myself getting stronger. But what really changed everything for me with running was joining a run club and then eventually starting my own. And as I started training for my first triathlon, I found this incredible community of people who were exploring what was possible, meeting and supporting each other, and just getting outside and enjoying their neighborhoods and nature and having fun. And I realized these are my people. There is such a big, wide world out there and so much possibility and potential for what we can do with our bodies. When I graduated from my OCD recovery program, I will never forget, my therapist looked me in the eye and asked me, how are you going to pay it forward? How are you going to pay forward all of the ways that people poured into you, supported you, loved you, helped you along every step of your journey? And I realized that at the core of it, I really wanted to destigmatize conversations about mental health. And I thought that a unique way that I could do this is by taking on really extreme endurance challenges. So when I did the world record, 7 triathlons, 7 continents, 7 days, that was about taking this incredible physical achievement and then using that as an entry point to talk about this was all made possible because I invested in my mental health. I also really wanted to correct people or challenge them when they say, I'm not a runner, I could never do that. I cannot overstate that when I started training for my first triathlon, I had never run more than 3 miles. I had spent 30 years of my life afraid of sports, afraid of physical activity, and I was able to undergo this transformation because I focused on the mental. And I had had so many people in my OCD recovery journey, in my 777 journey, who had supported me, guided me, nurtured me, that I realized moving forward, I wanted to help be that person for others. The perfect way for me to bring together my own mission around making running more inclusive and welcoming and open to all would be to train as a guide runner. Since then, I've done nearly all of my marathons as a guide runner, and I've had the privilege of supporting runners with Down syndrome, autism, and limb differences as they complete marathons. I love working as a team. I love the shared energy and really getting to know someone's goals, their motivation, their why, and then working together step by step to help them achieve that powerful finish line moment. And I believe that when other runners and spectators see a runner with a disability or a difference or someone that they don't consider a conventional runner, it helps shift what they believe is possible, and it helps combat stereotypes. So no matter where you are in your running journey, I highly recommend finding community, building community, and working towards your running goals with other people. Because yes, pace and time can be incredibly motivating, and there is such a sense of accomplishment when you set a time goal that feels audacious and difficult, and then you work every day to hit it. That is a beautiful feeling. And there is so much more to gain from running, especially when you share those miles with others. That is why I am so excited to be partnering with KIPRUN, a French running brand that's launching in the US this year. We are aligned in the belief that running should feel inclusive, accessible, and welcoming to people, especially to those who maybe feel like they don't see themselves represented in the sport. Running has improved my life in so many ways, and I love now being able to introduce the power of running to other people. So whether it's running club, signing up and training to be a guide and support runner, volunteering for a local race, just inviting your friend to go out there and go for a walk, a jog, a run with you, Get out there, because movement, community, being outside, those are some of the most powerful ways to improve your mental and physical health. We are all capable of so much more than we realize, and running is one of the most powerful ways to physically manifest that every single day.